Hey YouTube, God bless you on this Friday morning. Before we get into our topic of discussion, Pastor Nate has entertainment for you tomorrow. Yes, we're actually going to learn how to play an instrument with 4 chords. So tomorrow I'll upload that video. I want you to come into the class. It's probably about 7 minutes, and hopefully you enjoy yourself. But real quickly, let's get into our topic of discussion. We are talking about triggering, and we've seen it out there in the world on the YouTube streets, and how people are triggered and what can trigger people. And my advice is, if you're easily triggered, stay off of YouTube. Yes, stay off of YouTube until you get the help you need, until you get stronger, because right now emotionally you're not able to handle certain things, certain people, right? Because you're constantly being triggered, and that's not good for your mental health. Now, I'm no therapist, right? I'm just speaking from from witnessing others, and from just a common sense, and of course from a biblical perspective. But I encourage, if you are easily triggered, to go get professionally help, right? Yes, because we want you to be in the best health that you possibly can emotionally. We want your mind to be in good health, and your emotions, because you're really no good to others if you're so easily triggered, and every time somebody says something or does something, you just go off. All right, so let's talk about what trigger is. It's anything that reminds someone, anything or anyone, it can be a location, that reminds someone of a traumatic experience, and as a result that person responds with overwhelming emotions. So that's why you see what you see on the YouTube streets when people are crying, or they just all of a sudden go from 0 to 100 and they start cussing somebody out because somebody pushed a button, right? It's kind of like the video I made, don't poke the bear. You keep poking the bear, after a while you're going to get a response. After a while you're going to hit a trigger, and then they're going to go off on you. I remember back in the day, and each of us probably has someone in our family members who may be mentally challenged, and we called it retarded or retardation, but I guess the more political term for it would probably be mentally challenged. I remember there was a loved one, a family member, they've gone on now right now, just passed on, but I understood this individual, but others didn't. So when others would come around, they could be just having a normal conversation with somebody else in the house or somebody else in the setting. And let's just say, if the people who are talking, the mentally challenged person, let's just say he's off somewhere sitting at a table or sitting around, while you have 2 or 3 other people over here talking. Well, while the 2 or 3 people talking, somebody in that group would probably, let's just say a name John, just talking, making reference to the word John or the person John. Well, the mentally challenged person will start screaming, ah! He was triggered. And then the people really didn't understand, what did I say? What happened, right? They really didn't do anything, but because they said the word John, it triggered the mentally challenged person, because John must have done something to him at some point, right? Maybe, violated him or hurt him or done something, made fun of him. So whenever you use that name, it'll cause a trigger. So what am I saying, Pastor Nate? If you're not built for YouTube right now, if you're easily triggered, you might want to stay off, because we don't know what will set you off. We could just be having a normal conversation and say something or reference a place, a location, or a person, not knowing it's a trigger, and then there you go, you snap and you go off. Yes, that's why we say, if you're not ready for YouTube, if you're not healthy mentally, stay off. Now, you do have some people out there who want the response, that'll make fun of you or trigger you on purpose, just to try to get a response. Yes, we do have those people, which is why it took me so long to come back on YouTube, because I was insecure at one point. I was on YouTube, in 2007, not YouTube, but Facebook, 2007, 2008, and something traumatic real happened that I said I would never come back on social media again. I was hurt. It was just devastating. Not only me, but people around me was affected, which why now I don't bring people on camera. Leave your family, leave your children off camera, because you got some evil folk out there. And when they come against you, guess what? They're going to come against everything you show them. Your children, your mom, your dad, your sister, whoever came on camera, they're going to try to do that. Which is why I don't bring people on camera. One person say, why don't we collaborate one church? But I'm like, no, because I know YouTube can be very, very vile. And I don't want to bring that trouble to you. Now, you can start your own channel. But if something happens, I feel responsible if you and I collaborate on something. Now, that hadn't really happened to me yet, but I know it's bound to happen. If you're on social media, as I grow and get more exposure, yes, you're going to have people trolling that's going to say vile things and mean things. Yes, that's to be expected. But guess what? Pastor Nate is built for this now. I know how to handle them demons. Now I know how to go into spiritual warfare. And as my channel grows and if I see the need for moderators right now, I don't need them because I have a small, intimate church group, a loving group. Thank you guys for coming in, just for being so nice. Your comments, you stay on subject. So we don't have trolls right now, but that's not to say one's not going to come in one day. I know it is, because that's just what happens when you're dealing with the world at large. Now I'm gonna call them demon busters. So if I do get moderators to help me manage the chat, they gonna be demon busters. Yeah, we gonna bust them demons, or as they say on the YouTube, we gonna pop them. Yeah, as soon as they get out of hand, pop, we're going to bust them in the name of Jesus. Send them back to the pit of hell where they came from. My God in Zion. I ain't finna play around with them. I'm here to inspire. I'm here to raise the conscious level of humanity. I ain't here to play with no demon. I don't play with a demon, y'all. I'm telling Pastor Nate, ooh, boy, I tell you, I cast them things out. You got to come to me with some act right. Don't come with this demonic stuff. So let me get back. So yes, triggering. We had, there was a young man the other day who was on on Brother Jay's live, and he was triggered because people were saying foul things to him, and it's so unfortunate. And I pray that the young man gets the help that he needs. I pray that God would heal him. And I know on DKL channel last week we had a young man to come on. I think his sister came on, and she was saying that kind of take it easy on trying to make him understand that my brother is easily triggered. Well,
apologize or babysit him. I just have wanted to let you know his situation. That's all and Kwani, I'm not going to be too many of your motherfucking bitches, okay? You been a motherfucking bitch. I don't know you. So don't call me no motherfucking bitch.
Okay, girl, Chris. No one's babysitting. We'll come and do it.
Or I will fuck you up, and then I will blow your brains out.
One thing about that, again, I go back to it. If you're not cut out for YouTube, don't come on. Don't make us responsible for somebody else's mental health, right? Yeah, I'm going to try to be sensitive. And if I have knowledge of, your mental state, then yes, I'm going to act accordingly. But you got thousands and thousands of people out there who don't know. And just like that group of people that was talking and said the word John and caused my loved one to trigger, that's what could happen out here. We could say something and not know, and you're triggered. So don't make us responsible for that. So again, if you're not built for it, get off for a while, go get you some help, go get strong and fortified, then come back. That's what I had to do. I was off social media for 11, 12 years, because I said I would never come back. But God strengthened me. Now I'm back now. Now that's not to say that something will be said that won't hurt me. I'm human, but I can handle it a lot better now. Yes, because the scripture says in Psalm 61:2, David said he was in distress. Yes, he said, when my heart is overwhelmed, hear me, friend. And that's what's going on. We have a lot of overwhelming hearts going on. They can't handle the pressure, so they just snap. But this is how David said you should handle this. When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that's higher than I. Yes, lead me to a rock. Lead me to a strong place. That's what a rock is. Lead me to a place where I can get strength. And that's what I do now. I go to the rock Jesus is the rock. Yes, he can balance your emotions. He can make you solid. Yes, he can, you can be built for these problems and these issues that are going on. And he'll give you the strength to overcome, and you'll know how to handle them. So right now, oh yeah, Pastor Nate is in a much better position spiritually now. I had to get off for a while because I was triggered. Right. I had to get off for 10 years. I'm not saying you have to get off that long. I just didn't have no interest in social media. I probably overcame it within 6 months or so, but not, 12 years? Yeah, I probably got over it in 6 months, but 11 and a half years later, I just didn't have no interest in social media. Then somebody say, you need to get back. I'm like, oh, no. Then I prayed about it. Here I am. So I'm in a much better position. I'm healed now, right? So I encourage the people who are triggered, don't make us responsible. Don't come to us. David just told you, go to the rock that's higher than I. And then, from a natural perspective, go to a therapist and get help. That's a natural remedy. Go and get help, but also pray at the same time, so that when you do come back on social media, you'll know how to handle these challenging situations. Friend, I pray that this blessed you. And share this video with someone, especially people who have a hard time with triggers. In the meantime, in between time, be at peace and not in pieces.